Hi, I'm Vanessa. Welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Words by Vanessa. Yesterday, via social media, I put out a little teaser about the topic that we will be discussing today. Were you able to decipher exactly, looking at the picture, what our topic will be? Yes? No? Well, today we're going to be talking about hair removal and what are the options. Universally, there are many options, but the 5 most common are waxing, threading, laser, shaving, plucking or tweezing. I'm going to give you a little description of each one of them, and then we will continue on. So waxing is a form of semi-permanent hair removal, whereby a small amount of wax is put on the hair follicles, and when you rip them off, you rip them off by the root, and you will have semi-permanent hair removal for 4 to 6 weeks. Threading is one of the most ancient methods, and it's used by a string that's made out of cotton or polyester, whereby on your whatever body part you might have, you run the threads over your skin and it rips the hair out. It is you will have to do this monthly, and it's a very nice clean way of removing hair. Laser is a beam of light that is aimed at a specific unwanted area of hair, and it targets the pigment in your hair, burning off your hair, and it's the most permanent way of removing hair. Plucking or tweezing, little machines, we just use them. They cost $6, $7, and you have to do them daily or every other day. And shaving is the same thing. It's a little razor, disposable. You use it once or twice, sometimes 3 times a week, to remove whatever specific area of hair you were trying to target. So, what is the long-term cost of having these 5 hair removal options? I like to do a little bit of research because I like to have a full understanding of what I'm doing, how long this is going to take, and how beneficial is this for me in the long run. So when I did a small cost calculations, when you do waxing, it's, especially for the area that I'm looking at, it's anywhere from $10 to $15 every month. So over the course of a year, it's $120 to $180. And over the course of 10 years, you're looking at $1,200 to $1,800 over 10 years. That's quite a bit of a chunk of money out of your pocket. For threading, which is they rub the string over your body part, it's anywhere from $6 to $15 for the specific body part that I will be discussing today. $6 to $15, and of course you have to do it monthly, and it's over the course of 10 years, $720 to $1,800, which again is quite a bit of money out of pocket. Laser per treatment for this specific area is anywhere between $100 to $300 per treatment, and you typically have to have anywhere from 4 to 6 treatments to have permanent hair removal, and at the end it's between $400 to $1,200. For plucking or tweezing, your little tweezers are $6 to $15. You might have to replace them twice over the course of 10 years, so out of pocket it's $30. However, it is a maximum amount of work because you have to do it every day or every other day. And shaving is the same thing. A disposable razor is anywhere between 33 cents to $1, and over the course of 10 years, your out of pocket would be $39 to $210. So why am I talking to you about this? Some of you know I'm 47 and I am currently going through menopause. So I have hair growing out of places that I didn't even know were possible. So of course it got me thinking, what is this and where is this coming from? So what is menopause? Menopause is a process that women go through. It's very natural. We all go through it since the beginning of time. What are the causes of it? What happens when you go through menopause? Well, first of all, your period stops. Second of all, your fallopian tube stops dropping eggs, so you're no longer viable to get pregnant. And third, and most crazily really, is that you have a huge change in your hormones. That's what happens to you. So the typical age of women going through menopause are between ages of 47 and 51. 51 for non-smokers, 49 for smokers. For women that are 45 and younger, it's considered to be early menopause if you happen to go through this. And if you're 40 and younger, it's called premature menopause. What are the symptoms for menopause? I think it's important because I can tell you I went through menopause for a year and I had no idea that these symptoms correlated with menopause because I thought that I was too young. I assumed that menopause doesn't start until 50. My mother, when she went through menopause, she didn't start until the age of 50. So of course I assumed that what is this that's happening to me? It cannot possibly be menopause. And coincidentally, it was. So let me give you some menopausal symptoms in case you don't know. And I'll tell you it's very important to share these topics because, for example, yesterday I went to get a facial and my aesthetician thinks that this is a fantastic program. And I told her what I was going to be talking about today. And she said, I think it's a fantastic topic. You have no idea how many women lay on my table and they're depressed or they're sad because they're going through these symptoms, their bodies are changing, their skin is changing, they have unwanted hair growth and they have no idea where it's coming from. They feel embarrassed talking to their friends or family members. So the fact that here we are, which is the purpose of this show, is to talk about these topics that are so uncomfortable and cut the learning curve in half. So if my putting my pictures out and making a fool of myself, some people might say, is embarrassing, I don't think it's embarrassing because if I can help one woman by looking at this video and saying, oh my God, that's what's happening to me, then I've done my job. And as women, we should all do the same thing. So let's go back to menopause symptoms and what are they? So the most common menopause symptoms are hot flashes, mood swings, mental fogginess, vaginal dryness, worsening of PMS symptoms, irregular periods, depression, sadness, anxiety, sudden and frequent urination. Of course, you have a higher risk for bone loss, for fractures, for heart disease, and you have hair loss or hair growth. Why does hair growth or hair loss happen? This is something that I was very interested in. So obviously we know hormones are changing, our estrogen levels are dropping, and our androgen levels are raising. So, androgen levels cause hair on your face. They could be on your upper lip, they could be on your cheeks, and they could also be on your chin. So, this is one of the specific reasons why I started researching hair removal and permanent hair removal options, because I was doing this. Look at this picture. That's after 10 days of not plucking my chin hairs. Is that crazy? So we come back to hair removal and why are we doing this? The reason why I let my hair grow for 10 days is because a couple of weeks ago, I had influenza A, was sick like a crazy person. It's a super bad flu. And I had been doing this research on permanent hair removal. So I knew the first thing they were going to say when I got to my appointment is that you have to let your hair grow for 5 or 7 days. So I thought, and from all the material that I had read. So I did. So I let my hair grow over these past 10 days. And I'm going to tell you something hilarious, which is the other reason why this was so important that I do. So I was home at 10 o'clock at night. I was engrossed in a book. And my husband came in and I am sitting there reading my book with my cup of tea, totally happy, doing this. Yes, honey, I was self-soothing, completely understood why men have beards and why they love doing this. Because I tell you, with my little chin hair that I have, I was engrossed in how fantastic that felt. Ridiculous, but it is honest. So I will tell you what my choice was for hair removal was laser. I thought it was the most effective, it was the most efficient method to permanently remove my hair. The machine that I was able to use, because of course I was scared to death that this was going to hurt like a crazy person. I went to go see Gavin. Here's a picture of Gavin and I, and isn't it hilarious that I am trying to remove my chin hair and Gavin has the longest, most magnificent beard ever. As you can see from my chin hair, these are the pictures that we did while we were there. It was a fantastic experience. It lasted 15 minutes. I will do this 5 times over the course of the next 6 months. It's once a month, 15 minutes for my particular area, which is the chin. And like I said, the thing that I was most concerned about was that it was gonna hurt, it was gonna burn, or all these things. The machine that we used, it was called, and I'm not pimping them, but I think it's important to know your options when you go out and you're looking for the best possible treatment options. So we used a machine that was called a Cellulux 10. This is what Gavin had. And the thing that I loved about it is it improved hair reduction. It's an improved technique to remove and completely eliminate your hair follicles for the 4 treatments that I will be having. The thing that I found most interesting is that there's a breeze of cold air that's put on there. So basically you have this hot laser beaming on your hair follicles to remove the pigment while it's blowing super cold air. So it's a minimal amount of pain. And that's what I thought was the most important. So I hope through my experience that you were able to learn something about menopause and the symptoms, why we have menopause, why we have this unusual hair growth or sometimes hair loss for people, the importance of options when it comes to hair removal, and you can use whatever is best for you. What I chose, as you know, was the laser treatment because, like I said, it's fast, it's effective, and it's permanent. I ask of you, please share the words. Tell 3 people that you know what you learned about today and let them know that they're not the only ones out there. So I hope my putting myself out there, making a little bit of a fool of myself will help you in your pursuit of being the absolute best you can be. So don't forget, we as women share. We collectively will cut the learning curve in half. And as I always tell you, don't forget to put a little love into it.